So what is mobility? Basically, it's the ability of a joint to move through its full range of motion. So you think about the elbow or the knee, shoulder, hip, whatever joint you want to do. You want that joint to be able to move through its full range of motion. Now, yes, the muscles make the joint move, but if the joint itself doesn't have the ability to move through its range of motion, there can be issues with the joint itself. That's what we're focusing on right now, is the mobility of the joint. You've got flexibility in the muscles, mobility of the joint, stability kind of keeps everything in place and allows you to create power for movements and daily activities and all that kind of stuff. And you've got to have mobility for daily movements, sitting down in a chair. To sit down and to stand up, you've got to have mobility in your hips, your knees, your back, your ankles. I think of someone who's had a knee replacement and that knee is really stiff and they have to kind of lean over to get up or to sit down. They've got to kick a leg out like that a lot of times because that knee joint doesn't have the mobility it needs to. Imagine saran wrap around all of your joints. Okay, that's your joint capsule. And sometimes that can get really tight and stiff and sticky and keeps the joint from moving. It happens a lot in shoulders. If you've heard someone that had a frozen shoulder, that's a lot of times there's lots of reasons that it happens, but that's what is the cause of it, is sometimes that joint capsule gets tight and restricts that shoulder joint from moving. So we've got to loosen up that joint capsule to allow the mobility back in the joint. Then we work on the muscles and all that good stuff. So that's the basic definition of mobility. So you've got to have mobility in order to do your daily activities. Get up and down off the chair, go up and down the stairs, reach over and touch your toes and reach up to the ceiling and squat and all that good stuff. That's mobility, the ability of a joint to move through its full range of motion. So you find out where you're kind of sticking with that range of motion, which joint is kind of hanging you up, and then you work the mobility exercises to progress those. That's kind of the stuff we're going to go through with the different joints in the body. So let me know if you got questions, you got suggestions, you want to see something, feel free to shoot it out there. Thanks, y'all.